Sahih al-Bukhari 1621. Narrated Ibn Abbas. The Prophet saw a man performing Tawaf of the Kaba tied with a string or something else. So the Prophet cut that string. Sahih al-Bukhari 1622. Narrated Abu Huraira. In the year prior to the last Hajj of the Prophet, when Allah's Messenger made Abu Bakr the leader of the pilgrims, the latter, Abu Bakr, sent me in the company of a group of people to make a public announcement: no pagan is allowed to perform Hajj after this year, and no naked person is allowed to perform Tawaf of the Kaba. See Hadith Number 365 Volume 1. Sahih al-Bukhari 1623-1624. Narrated Nafi, Ibn Umar, R.A. used to offer a 2-rak'ah prayer after every 7 rounds. And Ismail bin Umayyah said, I told Az-Zuri that Atta said, the compulsory salat, prayer, dispenses with the 2-rak'ah prayer of Tawaf. Az-Zuri said, it is better to follow legal way of the Prophet. The Prophet never performed 7 rounds of Tawaf but offered a 2-rak'ah prayer after them. Narrated Amr. We asked Ibn Umar, may a man have sexual relations with his wife during the Umrah before performing Tawaf between Safa and Marwa? He said, Allah's Messenger arrived in Mecca and circumambulated the Kaba 7 times, then offered 2 rak'at behind Maqam Ibrahim, the station of Abraham, then performed Tawaf between Safa and Marwa. Ibn Umar added, verily, in Allah's Apostle you have a good example. And I asked Jabir bin Abdullah the same question, and he replied, you should not go near your wives, have sexual relations, till you have finished Tawaf between Safa and Marwa. Sahih al-Bukhari 1625. Narrated Ibn Abbas. The Prophet arrived at Mecca and performed Tawaf of the Kaba and Sa'i between Safa and Marwa, but he did not go near the Kaba after his Tawaf till he returned from Arafat. Sahih al-Bukhari 1626. Narrated Salama. The wife of the Prophet, I informed Allah's Messenger about my illness. Through other sub-narrators, Salama narrated that when Allah's Messenger was at Mecca and had just decided to leave Mecca, while she had not yet done Tawaf of the Kaba, and after listening to her, the Prophet said, when the morning prayer is established, perform the Tawaf on your camel while the people are in prayer. So she did the same and did not offer the 2 rak'at of Tawaf until she came out of the mosque. Sahih al-Bukhari 1627. Narrated Ibn Umar. The Prophet reached Mecca, circumambulated the Kaba 7 times and then offered a 2 rak'at prayer behind Maqam Ibrahim. Then he went towards the Safa. Allah has said, verily, in Allah's Apostle you have a good example. Sahih al-Bukhari 1628. Narrated Urwa from Aisha. Some people performed Tawaf of the Kaba after the morning prayer and then sat to listen to a preacher till sunrise, and then they stood up for the prayer. Then Aisha commented, those people kept on sitting till it was the time in which the prayer is disliked, and after that they stood up for the prayer. Sahih al-Bukhari 1629. Narrated Abdullah. I heard the Prophet forbidding the offering of prayers at the time of sunrise and sunset. Sahih al-Bukhari 1630-1631. Narrated Abida bin Humayd. Abdul Aziz bin Rufai said, I saw Abdullah bin Az-Zubair performing Tawaf of the Kaba after the morning prayer, then offering the 2 rak'at prayer. Abdul Aziz added, I saw Abdullah bin Az-Zubair offering a 2 rak'at prayer after the Asr prayer. He informed me that Aisha told him that the Prophet used to offer those 2 rak'at whenever he entered her house.